Alright, this question will test your concepts on privacy, especially data privacy, which is one of the basic thing. Let's first look at option A. A says limitations on accessing and sharing data. Privacy involves controlling who can access and share data to ensure that personal information is not disclosed without consent. So this can be the potential answer because there's a mention of sharing as well as accessing. Let's move to option B. B says methods for verifying user's identity. Verifying user identity is related to security and not data privacy. So we'll reject option B. Let's move to option C. C says vulnerability to data breaches and cyber threats. Vulnerability to data breaches and cyber threats has to do with potential risk to data and not data privacy. Therefore, again, incorrect choice. Let's move to option D. D says adherence to regulatory guidelines. Adherence to regulatory guidelines pertains to adhering to laws and regulation, which is a mean to ensure privacy but is not the definition of privacy itself as required by the question. So D is out. Let's lock option E as the correct answer. Alright, this seems to be easy because just by looking at the keyword we can arrive at the correct answer. Option A, C and D, if you look, Google Kubernetes Engine, Bare Metal Solution and Compute Engine are not serverless. Hence incorrect choice. Quick tip for the exam: whenever you see keywords like serverless, then cloud function should strike on your mind. Let's look at this in the official documentation as well, and here's a mention of it. Cloud functions run your code in the cloud with no servers. No servers means serverless, and there's also tons of mention about serverless here, use cases. So that is what cloud functions is also known for. We'll lock option B as the correct answer. Okay, let's look at this question which is related to service level objective. We'll first look at option A. A says advancing innovation to enhance the experience of the users. First, we should focus on meeting the current SLO, then focus on further innovation to do more experimentation, right? First, we need to address the underlying issue, not focus on something new, that is innovation, right? So, as per the equation, we need the main focus or the immediate action. So, innovation is not the immediate action. On the basis of that, we'll reject this. Let's move to option B. B says ensuring the dependability of hardware to boost system uptime. Hardware reliability shouldn't be immediate concern if the error budget is not exhausted. Therefore, this is again out. Let's move to option C. C says maintaining system consistency to minimize the duration of user service interruptions. When an SLO is not being met, the focus should be on improving stability to ensure the reliability of the service and to prevent further user impact. This can be the potential answer. Let's look at option D. D says accelerating the deployment of new functionalities. Releasing new features should be secondary to maintaining stability, especially when SLO are not being met. Therefore, incorrect choice. We are left out with option C and we will log this. Alright, let's look at this question. This is very basics because it's about transition from on-premises to cloud. This should be easy. Let's look at option E. It says integrating security features during the data migration process to the cloud. Ensuring security of data during and after the transition to the cloud is a primary concern always for any company or any vendor. So this can be the potential answer because it is independent. Security is an independent feature related to on-premises or cloud, doesn't matter, it is universal, right? So this becomes the potential answer. Let's park this. Let's look at option B. B says substituting their existing security boundaries with encryption keys for data. This is a specific security measure, not a broad consideration when moving to cloud. Therefore, incorrect choice. Let's look at options C and D together. So capital expenditure model and increased hardware capacity are related to on-premises environment. But as per the question, the company wants to move or transition from on-premises to the cloud. Therefore, the scene or the view of the capital expenditure model and hardware capacity are not a concern for now, right? So these are out. Let's lock option E as the correct answer. Let's bring the heat to the snow. This is some serious question about how to tackle the crashes when the user or the activity is high or there are peak times for on-premise infrastructure. Let's look at option E. It says the auto-scaling capability of a serverless computing service is inadequate. If we note this word, serverless architecture, we know is applicable for cloud. But as per the question, the workload is currently on premises and serverless computing service is out of context. We'll reject this. Let's move to option B. B says the application is dealing with data that has not been properly processed or cleaned. Unclean data is not related to application failure during peak usage times as required by the question. So B is out. Let's move to option C. C says the existing server infrastructure is insufficient to handle the surge in traffic. Insufficient server capacity can lead to application failure during times of high traffic as the infrastructure cannot handle the increased load. This can be the potential answer. We'll park this. Let's look at option D. D says the application's settings can only be adjusted in and on premises. Application setting has nothing to do with failures during peak times, so we will reject this. We are left out with on one option, option C, and it is the correct answer. So please don't go away. Let's meet in the next part of the series, which got to be more interesting.